Hello, Cardinals. We're going to talk about Lesson 4, getting started today. We are on pages 19, 20, and 21. On page 19, that's where a majority of your work will go today. That's the Getting Started page. Our focus question for the next week and a half is, how can meteorologists use air pressure measurements to predict changes in weather and different types of cloud formations? On page 20, you should type in your objectives. And on page 21, we're going to give you a vocabulary page because there's a lot of vocabulary in this lesson. So as we look at the getting started, I'm going to read this aloud. Air pressure is the force exerted by weight of air on a surface. A device called a barometer measures the weight of air. Scientists and meteorologists use barometers to detect and measure air pressure changes in the atmosphere. Changing air pressure is one ingredient of weather, and different cloud types form as a result of different air pressures. Air pressure or atmospheric pressure can change from hour to hour. These changes help scientists predict the weather. In this lesson, you will construct your own barometer to measure atmospheric pressure, or in other words, barometric pressure. You will form a hypothesis about how changes in atmospheric pressure affect cloud formations. Then you will design and plan an investigation using your barometer to collect and analyze data to test your hypothesis. Our objectives for today, here are all the objectives for lesson 4, but for today, we're going to be developing a hypothesis about the relationship between air pressure and cloud formations. You have a laundry list of vocabulary. You should have a sheet in your notebook for this, but this is the list of vocab. For this part of the unit, we're going to be doing both definitions and drawings, and you'll get time during your class time to do that. So for step 1, we're going to think back to lesson 3. You might want to look back in your book. And you're look where you learned about the water cycle and how the surface underneath the air mass affects the temperature and how warm and cold air move. You're going to consider what you learned in that lesson as you complete this. So remember to follow your teacher's instructions. But we're going to be looking back to lesson 3 a little bit when we studied air pressure, air masses, warm air going up, cold air flowing down. Number 2 for getting started is, how does temperature affect the way air moves? You're going to record your answer and then discuss this with your group. So you're going to think about experiences you have with temperature and how that makes air move. If you think back to lesson 3, that would be very helpful. Step 3, we're going to be looking back to the reading selection, extending your knowledge of air masses in lesson 3. And you need to answer the question, where do you think air masses with different temperature and humidity conditions are most likely to meet in the United States? So thinking about the air masses, the hot air, the cold air, the hot and humid conditions, the cold and dry conditions, where are those most likely to meet in the continental United States? And then you're going to watch your teacher demonstrate air pressure. You're going to watch carefully as they set up a demonstration. We'll have a little jar, a bag, and a rubber band. And your teacher will guide you through creating a research question related to this demonstration. Your teacher will explain more about that demonstration, and then what question is the demonstration expected to answer, and you're going to record your ideas in your notebook. And then you're going to watch as volunteers attempt to push the plastic bag into the large jar, and you're going to try to explain what happens and why. So your to-do list for today is to complete the Getting Started in your textbook, page 43. There's 6 different steps to that. When you get done, you need to make sure that you define 4 terms: air pressure, barometer, barometric pressure, air masses. And then your teacher may have posted a couple videos on Google Classroom explaining atmospheric pressure and barometer. If you get time at the end of class today, you need to prep for tomorrow. You're going to want to read Investigation 4.1, the effects of colliding air masses, and read Why Does the Wind Blow? And that's your textbook, page 46 to 50. If you have any questions, let your teacher know, and have a great day, Cardinals.